don't know, I'm Shawanna Kendrick. I'm the creator and founder of Candid Conversations with Shawanna. And this is a platform where there are interviews that are conducted, and sometimes there are some midweek motivational moments that we have, and a dear sister, friend, and cousin was kind enough to record something that she said to me and another group of ladies. Um, and we were just so grateful that she was willing to do that. Her name is Tanya Woods. If you don't know about Soul Lift, you are missing out, and I don't want you to continue to miss out. She's just an amazing person and a wonderful human being. So, um, now, Paul, are you saying that you cannot hear me? I'm not sure. You gave me a thumbs down. That is one of my petty friends and church members. His name is Paul Hubert. Yes, I just called him out. But anywho, so I'm Shawanna Kendrick, and in a nutshell, I am just like you guys. I am flawed. I have been blessed with gifts and talents just as you all have. Um, and I just wake up every morning, and every day is a new day. And sometimes it's not such a great day. And sometimes it's a phenomenal day. But the one thing that I can say is that I'm blessed. I'm absolutely blessed. I'm the daughter of Melvin and Charlene Kendrick, both of which are from the great state of Mississippi. But I'm born and raised here in Tennessee, Chattanooga, of course. And I have one amazing older sister. Her name is Cassandra Lynn Kendrick Bray. People who knew her or got to know her after college call her Cassandra, and we were like, no, we call her Lynn. That's what we grew up calling her, so her name is Lynn. And I just have this wonderful family, and I have a wonderful group of friends who surround me and support me and encourage me and pray for me, and I'm just so grateful for that. I'm also a mother to a 27-year-old amazing young man. He does not live here. He lives in another state, far, 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 far away. But thank God for FaceTime and things of that nature so that we can stay in touch. Believe it or not, I am also a Gigi, and my grandson Cameron is the best ever. He is 4 years old, and I just adore him. Oh my goodness, I wish they were closer. That's what I'll say. I wish they were closer. But you know what? God makes no mistakes, and we all have to go through what we have to go through in order to get to where He wants us to be. And I will tell you, this girl right here has been through quite a bit. I have experienced life just as many of you have probably experienced life. Probably looks different, sounds different, and feels different, but at the end of the day, I've experienced life. And I'm grateful for those experiences. I will tell you, this Candid Conversations with Shawanna thing was birthed out of my purpose in life. And part of my purpose is to encourage, educate, and empower women to gain a better understanding of who they are and their value and their worth. And I got to be honest, when I first learned what my purpose was, I was like, I don't want to know. Don't tell me anything else. Because if you tell me, then I got to do something with it, right? And trust me, I used to be a runner. Like, God, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. But the wiser I get and the more I grow in His Word, the more I have come to realize that this is not about me. This is about His plan, His master plan that only He knows and only He can orchestrate. And so I play a small part in it. So that's kind of how Candid Conversations was birthed, literally within a week. Within a week. Yes, I know. Because normally I'm like, oh, give me a couple of years. I got it. A couple of years. No problem. But within a week, Candid Conversations was up and running. And here we are today. A few interviews in, and some that have been recorded and are going to be shared with the masses later. But I'm just grateful. I'm grateful for this opportunity to share women's stories. We all have a story, and it's important that we share our stories and that we're transparent, because you have no idea, or you never know, just what impact your life and your story could have on someone else. So we're going to dive right in. Again, thank you guys for joining. I'm so grateful for those who have just joined. Thank you so much. Um, this platform is a little bit different for me. I'm not accustomed to seeing some of the things that I'm seeing. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to post those in the comment section, and I will get to you guys and answer those as best I can when I can. We will not be on here all night. I'm telling you, we will not. But one of the questions that was sent earlier today, that question is, let me go in and find it. Um, what's the one thing in life you're so happy you did? Hmm, very good question. The one thing in life that I am so happy I did, like no regrets, and this encompasses quite a few experiences that I've had, but the one thing is just letting go and letting God. And you may be asking, what do you mean by that? Letting go and letting God. Well, I got to be honest with you. I'm a bit of a control freak. I am um, very thorough and very detailed, and I try to be as organized as possible, which also leads me to be inquisitive at times. So when that happens, I'm very much into the details and the fine tuning those details to make sure the outcome is as good or is as perfect as it could possibly be, right? So when I do that, I leave very little room for outside influences because I'm always thinking, well, what if this doesn't work? Then what's plan B? And how do we do this if that falls through? So I'm always looking at the bigger picture, trying to figure out how do we make sure we reach the level of success we want to reach. Well, that doesn't always work in life. And it doesn't always work when we begin to experience life. I'll give you a prime example. In October of 2016, my father, whom I love dearly, and for those who know me, you know I love my daddy. I'm a daddy's girl. My father had a stroke, and it was challenging. It was very challenging. And my father has a history of heart issues. So, we had grown accustomed to instances here and there where dad would experience something, right? And so this was different. This was very different. Dad's vision was impaired. His balance was off. He had to go to rehab and go to outpatient physical therapy after that. And I was like, wait, whoa, press pause. I don't know. I can't do this. Wait, I can't. I don't know what this, I can't. Now, mind you, at that time, I'm working in corporate America and I'm really enjoying my job. I love my job. And um, we are already a bit understaffed, if you will, for the amount of work that we were trying to do and the initiatives we were trying to pull off. And it just became overwhelming for me because, again, I'm a daddy's girl. So if I'm here, I'm taking care of my daddy, and I'm gonna make sure my dad is taken care of. My mom, same thing. Um, but because I was so much in control, there were some things I didn't want to let go of, and I wanted to be the one to say, "I got it," because typically I'm that person. I got it. Don't worry about it. No problem. Even if I have to stay up all night, I got it. Y'all, this time I didn't have it. I just didn't. But I'm grateful that I let some things go, and it did mean that for me, walking away from that job and focusing on family, that's extremely important to me. Um, but again, that's one instance of me letting go and letting God. And I'll give you another example with my amazing son, again, who I love dearly. He just has the most amazing mind in the world, and he's just so gifted and talented in so many ways. Um, well, like all of us, he experienced life. And this was his first really big experience with life. And I won't go into a lot of detail because, quite frankly, that's his story to share and not mine. And but I will say that in the midst of what he was experiencing, mom wanted to handle it. Mom wanted to take care of it. Mom wanted to be the fixer, and I couldn't be the fixer. I had to let go and I had to let God. And that was extremely difficult because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know what the answers were. But my prayer at that time was, God, take this from him and give it to me, because he has his whole life ahead of him, right? So I got it. Let me have it. But it wasn't for me to have. And so my prayer then turned into, God, just keep my child. Just keep my child. And he's done that. He has absolutely done that. And I just can't wait to see what else God is going to do in his life. He is an amazing young man. I can't say it enough. And I'm not just saying it because he's my baby. And he's not my baby, but he's still my baby. Um, so yeah, that has been the happiest or the best thing that I've ever done is just let go and let God. Like he told us that he's gonna bear those burdens, and it's not for us to carry the weight of the world on our shoulders. That's not how this thing is set up. So, just in case you didn't know, I'm a Christian. I hope that's pretty evident at this point. Firm believer in Christ. I'm not perfect by any means. I am very much flawed. Um, every day is not the best day, but every day that I wake up, I'm grateful that I have breath in my body and that He's given me another opportunity to potentially get it right. So, yeah, I'm sure that was a lot. And I hope that gives you a little bit of insight into who Shawanna is and how I'm wired. I try to operate in humility because, quite frankly, the gifts that He's given me, He didn't have to. He absolutely did not. So, um, grateful that I'm amongst people who are motivated and driven and determined to um, achieve and who are willing to go and do great things. Because I'll be honest with you, sometimes God will share some things with me, give me a glimpse of something He wants me to do, and I'm like, oh no, who? Nope. Can we find somebody else? Like literally, because God knows me, He created me. And I will literally say, listen, God, I just feel like we need to find somebody else. Like, I feel like I can find a good replacement. I really feel like somebody else should be doing this, could be doing this. This doesn't have to be me. But at the end of the day, um, it's His master plan. And He can choose whomever He wants to choose to do whatever He wants done for His glory and His honor. And I am learning to accept and not fret over the things He has placed in my life to do, because you never know how our obedience and in many ways our disobedience could or does impact other people. And I don't want to be in that position to find out that because I was not obedient, that someone else's life was not impacted in a positive way. So that's kind of where I am and who I am and all that jazz. One of the other questions that was asked of me was um, for me to think about myself 5 years from now and what do I want my life to look like 5 years from now? Ha! I did say unfiltered and unedited, didn't I? I said that, huh? That's a really good question. So, I'm going to be honest. No, I'm going to give you an unfiltered and unedited answer. 5 years from now, I want to be more spiritually mature than I am now. I want my faith to be stronger than my fear. I want um, a husband and yeah. I said it. Yep, I said it out loud. I do. I do. I do not want to spend the rest of my life by myself. I do think that God is preparing me in many ways for whatever He has for me, and I do believe that is something that He has for me. So I'm still grateful that I am where I am in life right now. Um, but I'm also a big fan of waiting and being patient and understanding that even if you don't have what you desire or what you seek, it doesn't mean it's not coming. It means this is your time to prepare. I had somebody call me out of the blue one day and they were just like, I'm telling you right now, you need to start preparing for what God has for you. I don't know what all it is, but you need to prepare. And I was like, do I? Okay. I got nervous. I got nervous. I'm like, wait, do what? I don't know. So I don't know what all of this looks like. I don't know what tomorrow holds, or what I'm supposed to do tomorrow. I just know that I have this moment. I have right now. And I'm going to do my best to be obedient every day. Um, because that's all I got. Y'all, I don't understand everything. I don't know everything. I'm never going to profess to know everything, or be able to fully explain certain things. But I'm going to tell you, I believe in God wholeheartedly. There is no doubt in my mind that He has blessed me and kept me and our family and friends, and continues to just shape and mold. And please understand, this whole shaping and molding process is not comfortable. Okay? It is not. It is not at all comfortable, but I'm okay with being uncomfortable. I am. I've gotten to the point where it's okay to be uncomfortable. Because what's on the other side of the shaping and molding of who we are is something so magnificent. Yeah, would probably never in a million years fully understand how we got from point A to point B. And maybe it's not for us to understand. Maybe it's just that um, this is a journey, and we got to take the good with the bad. We got to learn from what we've experienced, and we got to grow. And I'll be honest with you, sometimes that means leaving people behind. I try to do this exercise once a year, and I know some of my personal Facebook friends are aware that I posted this not too long ago. I dread it when I have to do it, but I do feel that it's necessary to do, and that's evaluating my circle, and making sure that those who are in my circle, by my metrics of what I'm looking for in a solid circle of friends, um, that everybody still fits that. And I don't think that's necessarily mean to remove someone from your circle. I think sometimes it's just growth. I'm grateful for my circle. And it doesn't mean that I don't love them. It just means, ah, we're growing at a very different pace, and our needs and our level of support may differ. That's what that means. And that's okay. I still love the people who've been in my circle and are no longer in my circle. It's okay. I appreciate the people whose circle I'm no longer in, because they grew at a rate that really outpaced my growth rate. And that's okay. Now, I'll be honest with you. Sometimes I see people growing and I'm like, wait, press pause. What am I doing? God, what? I want to go. I want to grow too. What should I be doing? Right? Not out of jealousy or envy or anything like that. It's just I want to grow too. I do. And I don't think that's wrong to admit to that. So always be willing to grow. Be uncomfortable. Like you never know. You never I have no idea where Candid Conversations with Shawanna is going to go. I have no clue at all where this is going to go. But what I do know is I'm going to be obedient, and I'm going to do what it is he has me to do. All right, Tanya has a question. How do you handle making tough decisions? Woo! How do I handle making tough decisions? Well, one thing that I always do is, and again, this is why it's so important for me to have a strong circle. Um, it does depend on the decision. And there are some decisions that I will take to my circle and say, hey, I'm not sure. What do you think? Here's what I know. Here's where I am. Here's the research I've done, because I'm a researcher. I do want to make an informed decision. Um, God gave us this for a reason, so I want to use it. But that's why it's so important that my circle is in a good place, and that my circle is strong, because I do go to my circle a lot when I have tough decisions to make. Does that mean I always abide by what my circle suggests or people in my life suggest? Not necessarily. Again, it depends on the decision, because sometimes it's not something that needs to be shared with the masses. It's what God has told you to do. And if it's something that God has told you to do, however tough it may be, tough does not necessarily equate to impossible. Tough just means it's going to be difficult, right? And it's okay for it to be difficult. He's going to give you every tool you need to be successful to get the job done. So it does take some of me trying to figure out, okay, is this God, and is this something I need to do alone? Because there's some things you need to do alone, and you need to make sure that you are spending the necessary time in His Word and listening and really keeping your eyes open to what it is He would have you to do. But then, of course, again, there are other times where I'm like, ooh, what should I do? What do you think? Now, when I do that, when I go to my circle, it's important that I'm open and that I'm honest about maybe my involvement in something. It's certainly not fair to give a one-sided story. But I try. I try to make the best decision I can possibly make with the information that I've been given. And I will tell you something my dad said a long, long time ago, and it has stuck with me since he said it, and I've shared it with other people. When in doubt, don't do it. It's as simple as that. Y'all, if I don't have peace about something, I'm not going to do it. Like, I really have to have peace about what I'm doing in order to move forward and to move forward with confidence and humility, and just to make sure that, again, I'm on the right path. I don't always get it right. Let's be clear. I do not always get this right. Sometimes I'm like, mess that one up. Okay, let's try again. And it's okay to try again as long as you don't give up. I'm trying to think of any other questions. Those are the two or the three questions that have been asked. You guys have any other questions for me before we end this? Because, again, I feel like I've done a good job of sharing who Shawanna is. I'd love to have fun. I'd love to laugh. I will giggle all day long. So let me just tell you, I try not to take myself too seriously. I would show y'all what's under this wig, but I'm not going to do that. That's too much for live. So, but yeah, I'll get my hair done later. We're in quarantine, so it doesn't matter. Listen, I was just happy I remembered how to put makeup on. Okay, I'm excited about that. All right, Tanya has one more question, and then we're going to end for the evening. I'm so glad you guys are here. Thank you. I appreciate you. If someone was going to make a movie about your life, what would the title be? Wow, if someone was going to make a movie about your life, what would the title be? Living, learning, and growing. That's what the title would be. Living, learning, and growing. Because I have lived life. Again, I do not want you all to think that just because I'm talking about God and what He's done for me, that I've lived this perfect life. I've not. I have not lived a perfect life. We will not go into a lot of detail about that, but I have not lived a perfect life. Every day is a challenge. And so as I continue to try to live, um, it seems as though every day there's an opportunity to learn and grow. Sometimes I take advantage of those opportunities, and honestly, sometimes I don't. And I think that's okay too. Because don't worry, if it's something you got to learn and grow from, oh, it'll come back around. It will definitely come back around. So, yeah, living, learning, and growing. Hey, maybe I should write that in my journal. But here are a few things that I just want you guys to know. Again, I am so grateful that you guys joined this live. And, if you ever have any questions about me, you're more than welcome to reach out. For those who have my personal cell phone number, if you want to send an email to candidconversations0620@gmail.com or DM Candid Conversations, whatever floats your boat, that's fine. I am not an expert, but I'm willing to share and be open about my story and my journey. And we're just getting started. We're just getting started. So thank you to the women who've already shared their stories on Candid Conversations. Angel Ulmer, Dr. Loretta Prater. This has been wonderful. It has been absolutely wonderful. Marie Mott, I'm really grateful that we have this platform. And whatever God is telling you to do, just do it. Had a friend share this afternoon, God told me to start a publishing company. Okay. Now, she had the same reaction I sometimes have when God reveals himself to me. And I'm like, who? Who do you want to start? Do what? Yes, these are the things yes, I say to God. Yes, he knows me. He knows. That's why I know he has a sense of humor, because I do that. But at the end of the day, our obedience, man, you have no idea. You have no idea. And I'm grateful for the people who've been obedient and poured into my life in a way that they probably don't even know. So I'm just grateful. And I wish everyone the best. Just so glad you guys are here. I wish I could see everybody who's on. I really can't with this platform. So I'll try something different the next time, but it's just weird. I don't know, but I'm just grateful. Unless you guys have any more questions or anything else you'd like to say, I'm going to head out and know that you guys are always in my prayers, and I love you, and God bless you, and keep the faith. You got this in him. You got this. Have a great evening, everybody.